Welcome to Metal Minutiae. I'm Ray, here with Phil.
Hello.
And we're back, Season 3. We're in the new studio. It's all happening.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I'm looking forward to people telling us that they don't like this as much as the early stuff.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Though I'm really looking forward to those comments. It's like, man, you guys changed when you updated the studio.
Sold out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Nothing makes me more excited than the early stuff is. That's all I care about.
Well, now we're Season 3, so we've got enough enough in the bank that Season 1 was definitely the best.
Yeah, it's definitely the best. Yeah, peaked early, very much downhill.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. We're going to get into it pretty quickly. I do just want to make a note of Sydney Folk. Lithic are playing a show in 3 weeks, March 7th at the Duke in Enmore. It's a free gig with Devoid Altar and Blood Trails. We haven't played Sydney for a long time. Still Assassins, year before last was the last time, so it's free, so come along. Otherwise, what's happening in your world?
Lots of heavy metal.
Yeah.
Good. And there's a bit going on. I've had to just kind of streamline a bit of it for our comp because we've got a pretty lofty topic today.
We do have a lofty topic.
So I just thought I've only got a couple of things that I've been listening to that I wanted to mention. One in particular called Exile. The album is called Sealed Into None. It's a Canadian release. Have you heard about or heard
No.
it? Yeah.
You are a Canadian specialist, though.
Man. Yeah, there's something in the water. I'm a huge fan. And a lot of my favourites, absolutely come out of Canada. You will really get on board with this. I implore you to check this out.
How do I spell this?
It's EXXUL, which is, what's that? Latin for exile, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
If you're a Latin specialist, write in. Call in now. They're from Canada, and you'll really be on board with this. Overall, the tempo is like a general kind of crushing 36 BPM.
Oh wow! Okay,
it's quite doomy for the most part. But then it'll bust wide open and it'll go. They'll 90s. Go up tempo. Exactly. Yeah. Totally.
It'll triple.
Yeah, they get really wild. It is a really cool mix of doomy and power stuff, and the vocalist is pretty wild, a really wide range, and he sounds pretty manic in a lot of the parts. So it's really, I want you to check this out. I actually won't say much more about it because its varying nature is kind of part of its appeal. It's a bit surprising, so I'll leave that with you.
Awesome. And
then just another album I've been revisiting from about maybe 8-ish years ago by Sacral Rage from, I think they're from Greece. The album is Beyond Celestial Echoes. Did you see that one?
No, that's a wild cover.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
It's like swords and hammers, but there's a spaceship as well.
Yeah, that's my jam.
Either really long range or really up close.
That would be an interesting battle to watch.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah.
And I assume this is a power metal.
More on the thrash side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, more on the thrash side, and then a vocalist who has King Diamond Dreams.
Okay.
And he's excellent.
Yep.
And it's a really up tempo, really energizing album, which absolutely 8 years on is still I actually couldn't believe that. I was a bit like, hang on, didn't this just come out last year? But everything kind of feels like that.
Yeah.
To a point.
8 years was weirdly quite long.
Lifetime.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. But anyway, that's killer. So I reckon, check that out as well.
Nice.
What's happening on your side of town?
I've actually just been listening to heaps of albums for today's topic.
Yeah.
And Bellwitch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Plus Bellwitch. Yeah.
I had it was a Friday afternoon the other, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So they had a new one late last year. It was them plus a guitarist, because Bellwitch is just bass and drum and vocal.
Right.
It was 2 guys, and but the third they had a third guest.
Yeah.
On guitar.
Yeah. Busy.
Yeah.
Busy stage.
So Stygian Bow Part 2 or something was the name of the album that came out late last year.
Yeah.
And then I went back to their first full length, and then there was another album I put on that goes for 2.5 hours or something.
Yeah.
Sort of
Jesus.
Yeah, 'cause at some point I was like, fuck, I've been listening to
Yeah.
Bellwitch
For most of the day.
yeah. It's like, I really need, something else.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
this is going to break me soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I've mostly been, certainly this last week, been listening to albums for our topic of the week.
Yeah.
Of the episode.
Yeah.
We're not weekly.
We wish.
We-
Yeah, weekly.
Dare to dream.
Guess again, yeah.
Which is, well, it's 2026. I will be turning 40 this year. And I thought it would be interesting or fun or good to look at albums that are turning 40 this year.
Nice.
So that's what I've been going through.
The year is 1986, people.
1986.
Yeah.
So you got some bands that are kind of like, coming into their own. Like Metallica have Master of Puppets coming out. I'd say thrash is probably as a subgenre at its peak.
Yeah.
You've got bands that have been around a bit longer that are trying new things to varying degrees of success.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
That's
Priest
a
and Maiden at this point.
Yeah. It's a delicate way of putting it. It's
yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got that real... Yeah, on Turbo, you've got that real 1986 sound with the
gloss.
Yeah, and just is it electronic drums or program?
No, they're just super produced.
Okay, right.
It's a real drummer doing it, but it's just super glossy production.
Yeah.
It's still Dave Holland playing.
I thought he would be playing, but just on electronic kit. Because that snare is just very...
Yeah.
But yeah, just highly polished.
Yeah, just super polished. Yeah. Yeah, it's like Mutt Lang sort of Def Leppard kind of.
Yeah,
it's that production. It's super glossy.
Yeah, so you got that sort of thing happening. I was surprised in that, like, I just sort of started going off the top of my head, bands that would have an 86 album.
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of bands that I came up with had 85 and 87 albums.
That's interesting. That's interesting because for me, a lot of bands had the opposite, had 86 and 88 albums, and a lot lands on 86. So that's funny that you say that.
Yeah. So like after going through the exercise, I sort of got onto the Metal Archives and just did on their advanced search, you can put in date range.
Yep.
So just had the 86 albums up.
Yep.
And scanned through that. And there was some that kind of came up, like what it was, Manila Road, The Deluge.
Yep. Yep.
Like I know Manila Road, but I didn't know that particular album. There's a lot of bands with 1 million albums, so you're like,
Yeah, they are one of them. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe 900,000, not 1 million, but yeah, they've got quite a few.
Yeah. So you'll forgive me for not knowing all of them. But
I might, but jury's out.
Yeah.
But we'll see how we go. Carry on.
But yeah, that's sort of, I don't know, how I approach 1986. I'd say it's probably not the year for me for music. If I had to pick one year that I could only listen to albums from, I don't think I'd go for 86.
Yeah, I think we'll eventually get there cause now just talking about focusing on 1 year. If you had to pick 1 year from the 1980s, like that's an outrageous question.
Yeah,
and it's one that's ripe for discussion, I think, and because we'll be leading there. Either intentionally or unintentionally by this very discussion. 86 is definitely, like you mentioned, The Deluge. It's definitely like the year where it's subgenre. Now it's well and truly, there are subgenres now.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, whereas in 84, you could still kind of say that, everything's still under the relative umbrella-ish, right? But by 85, you've got like, Possessed, I think 7 Churches come out then, and then you've got really aggressive thrash metal that's going to eventually lead to, the forming of Death and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you've got hair metal. Metal is as popular as ever is going to be. So you've got super glossy, like, you got Bon Jovi, Slippery and Wet. You've got Europe, The Final Countdown.
Yep.
So truly, heavy metal by 1986 is like, there are subgenres now.
Yes.
This is not, it's blown wide open.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention that because there's a wildly varying degree of activities taking place.
Absolutely. and we will cover that, I think, today. Yeah. What's your relationship to the 1986 animated film The Transformers?
It's a good relationship.
Yeah.
It's friendly. We're on good terms.
Good.
Yeah, we're on good terms. Is that I wish I could. I'm not going to be able to think of the band. the band that's all over it? Who is it?
Well, we'll go through it because I sort of probably I don't know, I think in like 05 or something, the Michael Bay Transformer movies came out.
Yep.
And this is not going to be a Transformers discussion. Just giving the context. When I was a small child, we had the film on VHS taped off TV.
Yeah. Oh, Stan Bush, you got the touch.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to... Yes, I got it. Yeah.
He's got another one on there as well, Dare.
Yeah.
But yeah, that when the new movies came out, I was like, it reminded me of my early childhood of watching it pretty much every week. I think I would put it on.
Yeah.
And the soundtrack really stands out as like just being pretty much a heavy metal soundtrack.
Yeah.
I was like, is this did this shape a significant amount of my musical interests?
Wow. Yeah.
Because like you've got this NRG do a song Instruments of Destruction.
Yeah.
And that is just like a pretty savage heavy metal song.
Yeah.
Vocally is just wild. You've got Lion doing the theme. Yep. Mm-hmm. Featuring Doug Aldrich.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah.
Who would go on to play for Whitesnake and Dio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can play the guitar.
You've got Kick-Axe.
Yes.
Canadian heavy metal band
Love Kick-Axe.
under the name Spectre General.
Yeah. Spectre General.
Yeah, that's
that's their pseudonym for the...
Yeah, I think for record label purposes.
Yeah.
And they do 2 songs in it, one of which is Nothing Gonna Stand in Our Way.
Yeah.
A John Farnham cover.
This is great. I'm learning so much.
And then you've got the 2 Stan Bush songs,
Yeah.
The Touch and Dare. The Touch having the film clip. I don't know if you've...
That's why that was the first one. That's the most salient song to me because I remember that clip and I remember it is a catchy song.
Yeah, and the film clip where it's just like him, and then on a green screen playing behind him is just bits of the movie, and him with just looking like he's in 1986 with a white Les Paul. I think in white leather as well. That's my memory of it.
Yeah,
and just
excellent.
Anyway, strangest little bit to add in. Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah.
Has a song on there too.
1986 as hell.
Yeah, it's a different time. Anyway,
excellent. What a great detour. What a great way to start.
So I don't, that a soundtrack doesn't necessarily constitute an album, but it was a 1986 release that I look fondly upon.
Fast Way Trick or Treat might have been 86, and that's another. They performed the entire soundtrack, and it's made up of original songs plus a few older songs for that movie Trick or Treat, which was a B-grade-ish horror movie that came out that year. Around 86, actually, don't quote me, but that just takes me there, just thinking about heavy metal soundtracks. But anyways, we could go.
Well, Queen, Flash,
yeah,
or Highlander. What year was Highlander?
I think Highlander is actually more like 88-ish.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's not talk about that.
No.
For 2 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did get on the Metal Archives. I got some stats.
Yes, Ray with the stats. Crossing to Ray with the stats.
So what
have we got?
We've got about 35 albums and the number of reviews and the average of those reviews. So we'll just go through random albums, I reckon, and
cool.
And I'll just have the stats ready to go.
Yeah, cool. That sounds
unless you
good.
picked somehow that I don't have the stats for, in which case we're ruined.
Show's over.
Van Halen aren't on Metal Archives, so 5150 does not appear.
Really? Van Halen are not on Metal Archives?
No.
Geez, they've got some interesting holdouts, Metal Archives. I think they've got some things that, I believe Motley Crue aren't on there, and it's just like we're just sticking to our guns. It's just like there's bands on there that if Motley Crue aren't heavy metal, then this X other band should not be on there, but they are. But I think they've just got some holdouts where it's like, nah, we're sticking to our guns, arms crossed. Motley Crue are not on Metal Archives. So, because Van Halen are inarguably part heavy metal. There's an argument to say that they're not on the whole, but they are inarguably, extricated with heavy metal.
Yes.
So, but anyways.
Discussion for a different time.
Yeah.
I do like that they, have strong rules.
Yeah.
I'm on the record saying how much I like rules.
Yeah,
so.
you sure are. You sure are. first one I want to mention is Crimson Glory.
I thought that would be in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to know the stats on that?
Hit me with it.
11 reviews, 93%.
Yeah.
That's of the ones I've got stats for, it's in the top.
Yeah.
Equal second.
Yeah, excellent. I would hope it would be in the 90s because it is an outstanding album. It's rough around the edges. It's not perfect, but that's absolutely part of the charm because, I'm on record as being
Yes.
Crimson Glory and huge fan of these first two albums and the vocals of One Midnight. Been listening to this for a very long time, and it does not age. It ages. It does not get any. It gets better. That's what I'm trying to say. That's a very roundabout way. I'm just trying to say. Just
I was surprised it was an 86 album, to be honest.
Why do you say?
It doesn't. It sounds more modern in a way, or I don't know. It just it doesn't sound 40 years old to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever that might mean.
I think we both, in a roundabout way, are trying to say the same thing here. Yeah, that there's something futuristic about it and something timeless about it.
Yeah. Whereas, like, I don't want to keep going back to Turbo, but that does sound dated in a way.
It totally does.
This one much less so.
Yeah. Crimson Glory, self-titled. Turbo's actually on my favourites list of the year. You might be shocked to know, but like I adore Turbo, even in all its ridiculousness and all its very much, it's very much of the time. I've heard people say to me that Priest were fast followers, like that they, that what was hot at the time, they would have a stab at it.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's an argument for it. I don't necessarily agree with it. I just think that Priest were very willing to experiment, and it was with varying degrees of success. Yes. But there's some ripping songs on Turbo, like Locked In, Reckless, and Hot for Love. Despite a pretty questionable song title and lyrical topic, there's a ripping guitar solo in that song. It's twin guitar madness, and the epic mid-tempo kind of power ballad track Out in the Cold, which opens side B and opened their tour of the year. Excellent song. Yeah, I love Turbo.
Yeah, I gave it a listen this week again and revisited, and whilst there are some good songs on there,
your face betrays.
Yeah. By the end of the album, I was like, I'd had enough. To me, it could never be.
You'd had enough. You were satisfied, so you were. No,
no,
not as such.
I didn't want more. like the title track I like, and there's songs on there, but
there is songs on there.
Yeah, it's fact.
Yeah, fact.
But it could never be, in my mind, considered a Priest classic.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you want to know what the Metal Archives thinks?
Do tell.
26 reviews, 62%.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, that reflects the that reflects your general feeling toward it, I think.
Yeah.
That's brutal. That is what I would expect.
Yeah.
I think, because coming after albums like Screaming for Vengeance and Defenders of the Faith, which are in every way masterpieces. And then if you're a Priest fan at the time, or if you're listening to them now and you're going through the albums and you get to Turbo, there's no one who was pleasantly surprised right away. Like, no one liked that album right away.
I'm glad they made this move. Yeah.
No one said that ever. And I only warmed to it after becoming like more of a hair metal and pop metal fan. And then I was like, Priest had a crack at this. Maybe I'll revisit Turbo. And then that one glorious summer that I did, I had a great time. But no, I don't think anyone was like, right away.
I want to get you talking about another one that I think you'll be a favourite of yours, King Fate.
Yes.
King Diamond, sorry. I was on the wrong track. Fatal Portrait. King Diamond, Fatal Portrait. For the first album of the solo career.
Fatal Portrait, yes, that's in my top 10.
Yep. I thought it would be.
My top 10-ish that I've picked out as well. Yeah. It's an interesting album because, again, like I'd say about, a bunch of other albums, it's not perfect. Like, there's things like it does wander a bit, and it's being between, the previous album King Diamond did was, Don't Break the Oath, and the one after this was Abigail, and those albums are like, just titanic, unquestionable masterpieces, right? And I think Fatal Portrait, there's a few songs that's like that aren't totally cooked, like half-baked, you know. Half-baked is probably a harsh way of putting it, but it's not like all the way there. I think he's still getting to know the band, you know, that he's assembled. But I just love the atmosphere. Like, it's an undeniable atmosphere, and it's one album you can put on and really just get immersed immediately, and you're just in the vibe, you know, and it doesn't matter what the temperature is outside. If you put the album on, you're there, you know, you're in that cavernous place with candles and black candles, and his voice is just, obviously he'd been, you know, singing the way he does for some time by that stage, and then he's hot straight away, you know.
He also plays guitar on it.
Yeah, I think he plays guitar on
Voices from the Past.
Yeah.
From the from what this says, which is 1 minute 29. So
still, it's a credit.
yeah,
it's a credit.
What does that get? 17 reviews, 88%.
Yeah, that's good.
I think Abigail was like 98 or 99 or something from memory.
Abigail has its deserved status.
It's that interesting thing with, I guess, 86, where there was money still around in music. People were getting budgets to make albums and spend time making albums. Say like an album in 05 or something would be very contained and very clean. But despite the advances in studio technology and whatever else that existed in 86, it was still in that kind of nice era of organic and polished.
There's a warmth to it. But it's not. There's a warmth and a cleanliness to it, but it's not stale. Like, is that kind of?
Like, I had a Master of Puppets on yesterday.
Yeah.
And that's an album that sounds astonishingly good.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't it just? Let's go there in 1 second. I just want to say one more thing about Fatal Portrait, is that it's got Dressed in White and Car Run, which are two tracks that are, like, I think, criminally underrated. I don't think King ever performed them later on down the track. But just, love those songs. Shout out to them. Thank you, King. Master of Puppets, Metallica, 1986. You just said that album sounds astonishingly good.
It does.
And I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Particularly, obviously they had money by then. They were afforded budgets to record things. Every album after that was, obviously had even more money.
Yeah.
But I don't think sonically it ever got better than that. I guess, the Black Album's very, very clean, but doesn't have as much energy. Yeah.
That's probably a topic for another day. I don't want to get into a into a worthiness of Metallica releases. If you don't mind, I'm just going to restrict my comments. Not to be rude, you can say whatever the hell you like, but I'm going to restrict my comments to Master of Puppets itself. Because I think it's a rabbit hole that can get pretty gnarly.
It can.
Comparing Metallica albums and Metallica eras, Master of Puppets is just facts, right? Like astonishing masterpiece. There's not a second wasted on this album, and it's pretty long from an album of the time as well. I think it's a good 50 minutes, 55 minutes long, which is really pushing the bounds of what a single LP could hold. And but not a second of it is wasted. And they're long songs. The instrumental Orion is just, I mean, that's up there with classic rock masterpieces. That to me stands next to Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple songs, I believe. And to have that kind of to have an instrumental that and carry it off with such aplomb and grace,
Well, the harmonies on the guitars are just like so well done. Like they sound so good,
don't they? Oh, just getting a bit of a chill just thinking about that. They're Thin Lizzy level of gorgeousness, which is no small feat.
No.
The ballad of the album, Welcome Home Sanitarium.
Yeah, it's almost, and I know you don't want to talk too much about the
That's quite
eras
right.
of Metallica, but
you don't have to be cranky. I'm cranky. It's fine.
But like, it's pretty, like the growth from Kill 'Em All to Master of Puppets is like the musical growth is pretty astonishing.
Yeah, absolutely. Like huge leaps between, and this was 86. My goodness, Kill 'Em All was 2 years before this. That's insane.
Yeah.
I say this without a shred of irony, or like it leaves me a bit breathless when I think about that. I can't believe what they achieved in such a short time and the leaps that they took. Yeah, it's just I was just going to read all the song titles then. I'm not going to do that, right? Everyone knows what's on the goddamn album. Everybody knows that they're the most famous heavy band on the planet.
Yep.
But Kirk Hammett, probably at the peak of his powers, I think, as a lead guitar player. I love, he's still one of my all-time guitar heroes, Kirk Hammett. After this, you know, there's I'm not as taken away by his playing as I am on Master of Puppets. Like everything else after this, you know, there's varying degrees of success. He has some magical moments, but everything he does on Master of Puppets is magical. All of his guitar solos are fantastic, and they do what a great guitar solo should do, which is take you on a little journey within the song. Like a good guitar solo should tell a story in its own, you know, in its own way. And that's absolutely what happens on Master of Puppets. Whenever you're getting ready for a lead break, you're like, fuck, what is going to happen here? You know? Like, I'm just thinking about the bit in the title track where, you know, fix me! And Kirk comes in, just bananas, just melts your face.
And it's the first time, I guess, he's doing songs that, like, the previous two albums did have Mustaine elements. This is the first time that he, I guess, can step out of that shadow properly, and you know, these are our own songs now. Yeah,
there's no shred of any of that kind of history, which is not a bad thing. But there's no shred of that. It's completely I hadn't really thought of that. That's interesting.
Also, the last album to have Cliff before he unfortunately passes away.
Yeah, and that was '86. It was well. That was it was that year, September that year. What a terrible shame. What a terrible shame. Rest in peace to legendary Cliff Burton. And I love watching any of the bootleg footage from around that time. Watching Cliff play, he was easily the best performer as far as just watching a guy on stage, in that band. He was just like captivating. You watch him he mouths along to the lyrics heaps, and he's always, you know, gesturing, fists in the air when he's got a free hand, which is surprisingly often for a guy who plays lots of notes. You know,
he's a pretty busy player.
He's a busy player, but he's always got time to shake a fist in between a run. And
looks like he's in 1976.
Yeah, what's the deal? I love that so much. Bell bottoms, double denim. Excellent. Yeah. And red hair, wild in the wind. Excellent.
Rickenbacker.
Yeah, oh man, ticks all the boxes. Cliff, we love you.
This is one of those Metal Archives things where some people give it 0% just to be dickheads.
Yeah. Cool. Good on you guys. You guys are so cool.
Yeah. 42 reviews at 81%.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. See, that actually, Master of Puppets should be 100%. Shouldn't it? You know, if that's not a perfect album, I don't know what is.
Yeah,
you know, I know nothing really can be perfect, and, you know, opinions, you know, wrong or right, whatever, you know, that's all semantics. Like, if that's not a perfect album, what the fuck is?
Yeah, it's just people being like, it's the album that ruined metal because then it became popular.
Yeah. Cool guys. No worries.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Yep. Flotsam and Jetsam. Jason Newsted's band. I guess I assume it's the last album he was on for them.
Yeah.
Prior to joining Metallica.
Yep.
Doomsday for the Deceiver.
Yep.
I hadn't heard that before.
Yeah.
But it's actually not a bad album. But 16 reviews, 93%. It's a loved album.
Yeah.
I was like, why have I not heard this?
That's cool, man. It's probably got some underdog status. You know?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
It didn't become so popular that it ruined heavy metal.
Yeah. Good move, guys. Good move.
Are you familiar with that album?
No, I didn't. I probably heard it a couple of times and didn't revisit it to be honest. But I will actually after having this conversation. One of my all-time favorite band names, Flotsam and Jetsam. It's great name. Totally atypical, and
it sounds like it's in 1976.
There you go. Cliff should have been in Flotsam and Jetsam. It's a strange kind of turn.
But to stay with the theme, Megadeth.
Yes.
Peace Sells.
Excellent. That was in my picks as well.
Of course.
Yeah. It's like we've got things in common, Ray.
Yeah. 26 reviews, 94%.
Yeah. Good. Good. Man, that's healthy. 94%. That's good, man.
Yeah. It's there or thereabouts.
Yeah, that's good.
As they say. Unfortunately, I've only got a remastered version these days after losing lending it to someone and coming back as a remaster.
It changed. It changed somehow.
It's got more songs.
Yeah.
Now it's worse. More is less.
Yeah, yeah.
But apart, Wake Up Dead, The Conjuring, Peace Cells, Devil's Island. Good morning. Just Iron Superstitious annoys me.
Yeah, that's
It's a real 86 thing, or I guess an 80s thing, to have lame covers.
Yeah. That's a bummer about Peace Cells. It's the one. It's one drawback, and actually the first 3 Megadeth albums, because Killing of My Business had these boots, and
Anarchy in the UK on So Far So Good. So what's...
Yeah. Someone told me once, and I've always remembered this, about the quality of, and I don't want to get into a Metallica versus Megadeth thing, but I am a little bit. Because, hey, I love being a fan of Metallica and Megadeth. I love it because I get to listen to both bands, and it's a win for me, right? Yeah. But if you were of the persuasion to pick one over the other, which can be fun, more power to you. But yeah, I just remember someone saying to me that if you compare the first 3 Metallica and Megadeth albums, you cannot get past those covers. Where Metallica didn't have a cover, they had Orion and the Call of Cthulhu. Yeah. You know? And you put that against Anarchy in the UK and Iron Superstitions, it's well, I just can't argue with that, man. What do you...
You're kind of picking and choosing which ones you're lining up, though, aren't you?
Yeah, that's true. But therein lies the...
Because if you say, In My Darkest Hour, then it's sort of a different conversation.
You're right. It is. And therein lies the danger of said comparison. Yeah. But what can I say? It's stuck in my mind. Yeah. That's what a good argument does, is it sticks in your mind whether it's right or wrong. Yeah, yeah. If you were to look at it the other comparison is that if you just compared the first 5 Metallica albums to the first 5 Megadeth albums, most of them I would pick the Megadeth albums because they've got 5. We're getting I want to stop talking about this.
Yeah.
I want to stop talking about this. I did the thing. I said I'm not going to do this, and then I just started doing it.
Launched straight into it.
Anyways, let's just focus on Peace Cells. Great album. My Last Words is one of my favorite Megadeth songs of all time.
Yep. And I love the you next victor. Yeah. The gang vocal in that.
Yeah, that's sick.
Come on.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. What a great that lyric. Yeah, great lyrics throughout that whole song, man. My life's on time, but again, my sense is late. What a great opening line.
And the title track, one of the few truly iconic bass intros to a song.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I guess Peace Cells is probably the only verse, chorus song on it. Everything else is pretty wild.
Yeah, it is. It is. Wake Up Dead's one of those, it's like, I call it like a Beatles song. It's like you can tell that when Paul and John had an idea each and they just stick 2 songs together, and which seems clumsy, but when they do it, it's so excellent. And Wake Up Dead is one of those songs where it's just like you got the first half and the second half, and it's like a dead stop that changes, but the transition is glorious. That bam, 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 outrageous. Like what a headbanger. You can't help but put your fist in the air and
one of those things that if you were doing it at home, what would go next?
Yeah. What should go after this part? Yeah,
obviously something completely different.
Yeah. But like you said, Peace Cells is really the pop song on the album, and that's fine. But everything else has is structured either in odd ways or exciting ways.
A couple of cool film clips for that as well.
Yep.
The Peace Cells one's pretty iconic in its way. It's very much of its time, but
so good. I love it when there's 30 seconds of dialogue to set the scene before a clip starts. And the young kids watching.
Is that in the middle?
No, I thought it was at the start. Oh, is it in the middle?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then it goes into the faster part.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the news.
This is the news. Yeah, that's in the middle. Wow. My brain is I'm such a fan of linear storytelling that my brain just rearranged it. It wants that to be at the start, That's
fair.
That's never mind.
But it does make it.
That's cool.
What are you watching?
Yeah.
He hasn't been watching anything yet if it's at the start.
Yeah. See, that's why you're in charge here, man. All right? That's why you're in charge.
I'm going to bring up an album that's a bit of an interesting one. Black Sabbath's Seventh Star.
Yeah, cool.
So that was originally going to be a Tony Iommi album. The record label basically said you can either have a lot of money and release it as Black Sabbath, or not have a lot of money and release it as Tony Iommi.
Yeah.
So he took a lot of money.
At the last minute too, which was a devastating for Glenn Hughes.
Suddenly found out.
Yeah, he's like, he found out, next week I'm the new singer of Black Sabbath. He was like, I signed up to make an album with Tony Iommi, not be the new singer of Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Like, you're going on tour next week. By the way,
you got to learn these other songs.
Yeah.
And fans, I guess, at different times had different responses to new singers in Black Sabbath.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a very polite way of putting it. Yeah.
And he would have been the fifth singer?
Yeah. Thereabouts.
Fourth or fifth?
Ozzy, Dio, Tony Martin. No, it's Glenn Hughes and then Tony Martin. Ian Gillan, sorry.
Yeah.
So fourth, yeah.
Okay.
Ian Gillan's third, then Glenn Hughes, then Tony Martin. How do you feel about Seven Star as an album? Do you dig it?
Like, I've had it on a few times in the last week. It's fine. It doesn't. The fact that it's called a Black Sabbath album kind of hurts it for me.
Yeah.
In that, if I was going to put on a Black Sabbath album, it wouldn't be the one.
Yeah. I listen to it when I'm in a mood for like 80s Deep Purple, which is really what it is. It's like it's that kind of hard rock with the pop edge. And Glenn Hughes' soulful vocals, which are unreal. The production.
They're almost too good for his vocals.
Yeah. That's probably part of it. I think they're really quite nice.
Yeah.
And but the mix is pretty rubbish, and it doesn't bring any strengths, I don't think. But if you're in the mood for that kind of mid '80s stuff, it's a really cool album. But like you say, it's not. It's just not a Black Sabbath album. Yeah. It's just not.
Ozzy Osbourne, The Ultimate Sin.
Love it.
That's an album I can't get around.
Yeah! Right.
And I know it's like... I mean, that's like... Well, yeah, so 82% on 14 reviews. So
okay, that's pretty fair.
Yeah, but...
Is that a B+?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. A-.
Yeah.
It just sounds like he's trying to make a Twisted Sister album.
Yeah, I can't really argue with that.
And in the same way that Seventh Star... Like... I think of Black Sabbath being, Black Sabbath. I think of Ozzy being, dark and...
Diary of a Madman.
Oh, no, like, I think of Ozzy as early Black Sabbath.
Oh, right, okay, even before so.
This very American, very polished kind of...
Yeah, I totally forget how far apart they are, because when you listen to those albums at a young age, they seem, they seem like more cohesive just because you're listening to them at the same time.
Yeah.
But when you get a bit of context, and you explaining that to me right now, you suddenly realise, like, man, that you're right, it's so worlds apart.
Yeah.
Just worlds apart. Yeah, that's very fair.
That sort of, the glam rock type thing is not something I really get around to a large extent. So... And I don't have nostalgia attached to the album, so it's a
bit of overall a miss for you.
Yeah, but you're a fan?
Yeah, I really like The Ultimate Sin, and the guitar playing of Jake Ely is its main draw card. He's a great player, and there's just a bunch of cool songs on there. I really like Killer of Giants, and I love the single, the Shot in the Dark. And Never Know Why. To me, it's just a good, but I'm of the the pop rock persuasion as well. So it if that's its overall vibe, then if I'm in the mood for it, then it's killer. But I do prefer Bark at the Moon and the ones after as well. I think I'm a big fan of No More Tears. That's probably a different conversation though. But I do like The Ultimate Sin. Yeah.
It's very his vocals are very affected on it.
Yeah, it's super produced and not in a good way.
Yeah.
Those I think they went for a cavernous drum sound, and it ended up just sounding like it's in a cave, which are different things. They're different things.
Hey everyone, Ray here. It turns out there was a hell of a lot of albums in 1986, and the discussion becomes a lengthy one. So part 2 will be coming out soon. Thanks for listening.
Minutiae.